Hey guys, welcome back to From Zero Trading. As you know, I'm a college freshman learning investing completely from scratch. And this is day six. Today is the biggest video we've done so far on the channel. We're going to be covering every single major candlestick pattern a beginner needs to know. Here's what makes this video different from every other candlestick video on YouTube. I'm not showing you diagrams or textbook images. I had spent about 45 minutes scrolling through the entire Apple chart, finding real examples of every single pattern for you. So bear with me as I navigate to different dates on the chart because I want to show you the cleanest and the most textbook example of each pattern I could find. So yeah, let's get started. So before we start, let me quickly remind you of the basics from day 5. Every candle tells you 4 things: where the price opened, where it closed, the highest point it reached, and the lowest point it fell to. Green means the price went up, red means the price went down. Wicks or shadows show you the extremes. Keep that in your head as we go through every pattern. So I'm going to split everything into 3 groups. We have bullish patterns with signal price going up. We have bearish patterns with signal price going down, and neutral patterns with signal indecision. So let's start with bullish patterns. So number 1, let's take a look at the hammer, right? So hammer, I had April of right here. Yeah, this one. So if you look at this candle right here, Tuesday 07, April 26, right? This one right here, I want you to notice something important. This hammer is actually red, not green. So a lot of people think hammers have to be green. They don't. What matters is not the color of the body. What matters is that long bottom wick. During this candle, sellers pushed the price way down, but buyers came in aggressively and pushed it all the way back up. The long bottom wick is the evidence of buyers fighting back hard. When you see a hammer after a downtrend, it means sellers are losing control and buyers are stepping in. The longer that bottom wick, the stronger the signal. Next, let's go into bullish engulfing, okay? So that's all the way in June. You guys can take a look at all of this stuff in TradingView, by the way. June 26th, June 26th, 29th, which is a Monday. Right. So basically, if you look at these 2 candles right here, a small, or I can say smaller red candle, then immediately after it is a large green candle that completely swallows it, right? So the green candle opened lower than where the red one closed, right? So it opened lower than where the red one closed and closed higher than where the red one opened. Buyers completely overwhelmed and sellers in one single period. All the selling from the previous candle was wiped out, and then some. So when this happens after a downtrend, it is a very, very powerful signal that the direction is changing. The third bullish candlestick that we're going to look at is Morning Star, right? So that's all the way in 2022, March, Friday 11th, right? March 11th, right? Yeah. So, so Morning Star. So this is a 3 candle pattern, and this is one of my favorites because look at what happened right after it on this chart. First, you see a large red candle, which basically shows strong selling. Then a small candle in the middle, showing that neither buyers nor the sellers are winning. Then you have a large green candle confirming buyers have completely taken over. And then look at the strong uptrend that followed. The middle candle is the turning point. The market went from selling to confused to buying. When this appears at the bottom of a downtrend, it is one of the most reliable universal signals in all of technical analysis. So if you look at this thing, you have a big red candle right here. You have a candle where neither the buyer nor the sellers are winning, right? Then you have a large green candle, and from 150.88 all the way up to 178, right? So this huge uptrend. So number 4, we're looking at dragonfly doji, which is on 2024 May 8th. Right. Yes, Wednesday, May 8th. Yes, perfect. So now the dragonfly doji, right? So you see this candle here? It looks almost like the letter T. Almost no body at all, and an extremely long bottom wick, right? So if I zoom in a bit, eighth, right? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So if you see this candle right here, the price opened, sellers pushed it way down, but buyers were so strong they pushed it all the way back to exactly where it opened. Sellers tried hard and failed completely. So the difference between this and a hammer is that the body here is almost invisible. So of course, I tried getting the best example, but there's still a little bit of body here. But on a hammer candlestick, the body is way bigger. The open and close are virtually the same at the same place. And when you see a dragonfly doji at the bottom of a downtrend, buyers are clearly stepping in very aggressively. Okay. Next, we look into the bullish marubozu, which is 2023, June 11th, right? So 23. Yeah. So one second. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Not 23. 24. Sorry. My bad. 24th. So I was just wondering where was the candle? Tuesday 11, June. May, June 11th, right? Right here. Right. So basically, if you look at this candle, it's a plain, simple, large, solid green body. No wicks at all, not even small ones, right? This means the price opened at the absolute low of the period and closed at the absolute high. Buyers were in complete control from the very first second to the very last second. There was no pushback from sellers at all. This is one of the strongest bullish signals you will ever see on a chart, right? So now we've covered the bullish patterns. Now let's move on to the bearish patterns. So let's start off with a shooting star, 2025, October 1st. 2025, October 1st, right? So now we look at a shooting star, right? Now, a shooting star, a shooting star is the exact mirror image of the hammer. If you see this candle right here, small body at the bottom, and then you have a very long wick shooting upwards. So during this period, buyers pushed the price way up, but sellers came in hard, pushed it all the way back down. The long top wick is sellers rejecting that higher price aggressively. So when you see a shooting star at the top of an uptrend, it is a strong warning that buyers are exhausted and sellers are taking over. The longer that top wick, the stronger the warning, right? So now we go into the next one we look at is bearish engulfing, which is very similar to bullish engulfing. You'll understand when I show you right now. One second. So 25 June 10, right? Right here. Yeah. So this is the bearish engulfing. So if you look at these two candles, small green candle followed immediately by a large red candle that completely swallows it. Sellers overwhelmed buyers in one single period. All the buying from the previous candle has wiped out. And when this appears at the top of an uptrend, it signals a strong move to the downside. Uh, Basically, down, there's a downtrend after that, right? Then we go and look at Evening Star, which is 2022, October 28th. Yeah, apologies for so much of, back and forth scrolling, but I just wanted to keep this, live and needed to get the best examples. October 28th, 22. Right. So, right here. No. Um, Friday, 28th October, 2022. Right. So, you have a large green candle. So, this is literally the opposite of the morning star. Three candles, a large green candle showing strong buying, a small tiny candle in the middle showing indecision right here. And then you have a large red candle confirming sellers have completely taken over. The momentum shifted from buying to confused to selling. At the top of an uptrend, this is a very reliable signal that the move up is over. And look at what happened on the chart right after this pattern. The price dropped significantly, right? So it opened 148.24, went up 155.70. You have this indecision period right here, and boom, down, right? Okay, yes, it went all the way down, caught up a bit, but still, you see the downtrend, right? Then we move on to the gravestone doji, which is 2023 March '06. March '06, right here. So, yeah, this is the gravestone doji, right? Yeah. So now the gravestone doji is the exact opposite of the dragonfly doji. If you look at this candle, it has a long top wick, almost no body at the bottom, looks like an upside down T, and buyers pushed the price way up during this period. But sellers were strong, so they pushed it all the way back to where it opened. Buyers tried hard and failed completely. Now, at the top of an uptrend, this is a strong signal that sellers are stepping in to reject higher prices, right? Now we go into the bearish marubozu. Now, I could not, I searched the entire Apple chart. I mean, of course, not the entire, but a good 3-4 years. And I could not find a clean textbook bearish marubozu to show you today. And I'm going to be honest with you about that because this is exactly what the channel is about. So let me explain it verbally, right? So bearish marubozu is a large, solid red candle with absolutely no wicks at all. Just like how we saw the bullish marubozu, but imagine that in red, right? No wicks at all. Just a clean flat top and a flat bottom. Sellers in complete control from open to close. No buyers push back at any point during the entire period. Now, again, this is one of the strongest bearish signals on any chart. The reason it is hard to find is that it is actually relatively rare. And when you do see it, you have to take it pretty seriously, right? Now we finished bullish and bearish patterns, like candlesticks. Now we'll move on to the neutral patterns. The neutral patterns consist of two. You have the doji and the spinning top, right? So this is actually a perfect doji right here. I didn't notice this before. I had marked a different place. But yeah, this is the perfect doji right here. So if you look at this candle right here, it has tiny body, wicks on both sides. The price opened and closed at almost exactly the same level, right? Opened at this point, went down, came up, went up, came back to the same price, relatively the same price. So buyers and sellers fought the entire period and ended up exactly where they started. Neither side won. On its own, a doji does not tell you which direction price will go, but when it appears after a strong trend in either direction, it signals that the trend is losing momentum. A big move could be coming. Always watch what happens in the next few candles after a doji at the end of a trend. Now, the last candle that we're going to be looking at is the spinning top, right? So 2023 November 8th, 2023 August, November, no, November 8th, right? Right. So this one right here. So if you look at this candle here, very similar to the doji, but only difference is it has a slightly bigger body, right? Has a slightly bigger body. Um, so when you see multiple spinning tops appearing in a row, it means that the market is losing conviction in its current direction, and a breakout is coming soon in one direction or the other. It still shows indecision like the doji, but is slightly less extreme, right? So we've covered now the bullish candlesticks, bearish candlesticks, and the neutral candlesticks, the major ones, right? Now, this is one thing that I want to tell you guys, and you have to absorb what I tell you right here, right? No candlestick pattern works perfectly every single time. These are not guarantees; they are signals, probabilities. A hammer at the bottom of a long downtrend on high volume is an extremely strong signal. The exact same hammer appearing randomly in the middle of a sideways market means almost nothing. So, context is everything. And what is the overall trend? What is the volume doing? Where is the price relative to the moving average? Candlestick patterns are so basically, yeah, candlestick patterns are one piece of the puzzle, a powerful piece, but just one piece. You have to look at the other areas too. So, yes, I am going to be honest with you about this. End of the day, I am a college freshman, so I've been learning this for a few weeks right now, and I did not have all the answers, but I'm learning almost every single day and documenting everything on the channel, the wins, the losses, the confusion, all of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be attempting my very first real chart analysis on a live stock using everything we've covered so far: candlesticks, volume, moving averages. I've never done a full analysis before, so it's going to be completely raw and honest. Whatever I see, I'm going to share with you exactly as I see it. So, yeah, subscribe so you don't miss it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and see you tomorrow.